Well, welcome back for another edition of Family Table. Today we're not going to be doing any recipes, but we're going to do something that I'm sure.
It is a recipe.
Okay, we're not doing a food recipe. You can't eat it unless you you was that kid, that you was like, I'm gonna eat weird things, and then this will be
This will
something
be
weird
for
for
you.
you. But today we're gonna do something slightly different. Again, it's a table, so it may be a recipe, it may be a talk, it may be something else. As you see in our backgrounds, we got our plants that we started, so hopefully they grow into something and we don't kill them. So just in case you're wondering, what's that over there? So you know how you're taking, you got hand soap, and then it comes to something like this. This here. You're like,
Thin
what do
piece of
I do with
soap
this?
thing.
So Andrea was looking up a recipe on what to do with that question in mind, and we're going to actually share it with you. We found this recipe. Excuse me, because I got to look at her phone. Because we just placed the
You
one we
weren't
printed.
ready.
It's from the sprucecrafts.com. We'll make sure to put the link with the exact area place you can find this hand soap recipe. And there's a lot to it, so we are going to show you everything that you need. And it's basically how to make liquid soap from bar soap. So that's what we're going to do. And it takes about 10 minutes of prep time, a few supplies, and you're ready to make your first batch. We've done this in the past. It saves you money, overall. And then when you run out, you got to go get some soap. You use it till it gets to them little bars, and then when you get enough, you go back to this recipe. So we'll be back with you with everything that we need, and we'll show you, and we will walk you through it like I always do. And you're probably tired of me doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Is you want to like, you want to subscribe, you want to share, and you want to hit the notification bell just to let you know, so you know when we come on and we have something that we're sharing, whether we go live or if we're doing a video and whatnot. Oh yeah, and make sure you make a comment and let us know what you think of this idea. What you think, is this something you're going to try, or you're just going to continue buying soup, or whatever the case may be. Again, as a recipe that you want us to, if we can, give a go and debut on here and give you the credit for it and whatnot, or just to say hi, And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. See you in a few. Alright, so for this recipe, you're going to need your bars of soap. You're going to need either the peeler, a knife, a measuring cup, a bowl where you can put your shavings in, and if you need to weigh it to get it to where it need to be, a scale, a saucepan, two containers that you're going to, one to store the soap, the other one so you can have for the hand dispenser, to pump the soap. Our food processor that we use for when we do DIYs, things like that. A pot that you're going to need, because it's going to call for a 4-ounce bar, it's going to call for 8 cups of water. So you're going to need a pot that's deep enough, but you can tweak it as you go. A big bowl, a spoon that you're going to end up putting the water. The bowl is because you're going to end up putting the water and the flakes in it when it's all said and done. An emulsifier, and paper towels, just in case you got a mess and you need to clean it up. Recipe don't call for that, but I'm just saying, either that or a towel or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using the grater and maybe the knife, but we won't be using everything we see. But these are the things that you'll need, or some of the things that you want. Like the food processor is optional. I know I got this picture on the paper towel and whatnot, so hold that thought. Okay, that's better. Woo! Looking at the paper towel and talking. Anyway, so what we're going to be using is we're going to use a scale just to weigh it out. We're going to be using the potato peeler, maybe the knife, where the emulsifier will come later on. We have our 2 bottles. We have our measuring cup, our bowl, our big bowl, the spoon, but the other things are optional. As far as like the food processor, that's optional. And so it's pretty open to what you can do. We'll be seeing you soon, and we will go ahead and get started because I'm running out of things to say. So we're going to go ahead and get started on what we need to do. So we'll see you in a few. So the recipe says for every 4 ounces you do 8 cups of water. So we're going to go ahead and weigh it out and see how close we are to that. As you see, we have our scale and we have our bowl. And as you see, we got 3.5 ounces, which is close enough for us, that we're going to work with. And if we feel that we need to add more, we'll just add another bar to it, another 4-ounce bar to it. But I think this should be enough for the amount of water and whatnot that, and you'll understand what we mean. And then there's some ways to tweak it later on. But this is what we have. We're measuring it out for you to see. And Andrea's going to go ahead and start shaving it in a minute. Let's get ourselves together. Let's go. Alright, so because the pieces are small enough, Andrea's going to go ahead and we're going to do the first part of the recipe, which is chopping up the soap and make some soap flakes. And then we're going to get our water together. That's that big pot that you saw. You got to fill it up. It's about half. I guess half of the pot. It says half a gallon, 64 ounces, 8 cups. So you can see me. 8 cups of water, and you bring that to the boil. So what we're doing now is she's going to cut the soap up, and then we're going to put the soap in the bowl that we're going to use, which is the big orange bowl that you've seen. And then we're going to go from there. So as you see, she's cutting it up, and she's making it into small pieces. And then we're going to do that with the rest of the soap, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. So now we have our bowl that we're going to be using and pouring the water in whenever it's ready. So now we're going to take our pot, as you see here, with our measuring cup. I know, this is our measuring cup. Trust me when I say it. I know everything came off, but it's a 4-cup measuring cup. So it'll be 2 of these that I'm going to be doing. So that way I can get the 8 cups for what we have in this bowl right here. So now we have our pot. That's 1 4-cup that we're doing. And now here goes the second one. So here's our pot. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Is this boiling to you, or should I let it go a little bit longer? Me, I say let it go a little bit longer. What do you say, Chef Drea?
Let it go a little bit longer.
Alright, so down in the comments, let us know if you think this is boiling, or should it be the rolling boiling where it do the brrr, you know, that type of boiling. So now our water is ready, and we're about to go ahead and combine it with the soap for the next part of the recipe. Alright, so now we have our boiling water, and you see the bowl that we put our soap in, and we're going to take that pot that you just saw that is extremely hot, and we're going to pour it in, and then it says in the next part of the recipe that we're supposed to stir it so it can start to melt the soap chips. Alright, Chef Dre, do your thing. So now that we have the water in there, as you see it's starting to bubble. Now Chef Dre is going to go ahead and start stirring because we have to get it to be where they're melted. I believe that's what the recipes say, to where they're melted, and we'll show you the end result. So what you see is about 5 minutes worth of stirring, real slow, you know, we're not going really fast. As you see, it is melting. It does take some time, but I just wanted to, you know, not me, but we wanted to show you, you know, as it states in the thing, it is going to be thin at first, and then we'll get with the next step, but we just wanted to show you, if it looks like this, or somewhere close to this, it's okay. Do not start freaking out. It is okay. So now you can say, oh, okay, he told me to calm down. It's all good. So yes, it is all good. So as you see, we are stirring. It took about 10 minutes. I'll say 10, 15 minutes with the boiling water. As you see, we don't have any chips, and if we do, it's very, very minimum compared to the soap. So now the instructions calls us, as you see, it's thin. It says that we're to put it to the side for 15 minutes and cover. So we're going to take, because as always, we're going to take some cling wrap, and we're going to cover this bowl. We're going to let it have its sauna time, and then we're going to check it in 15 minutes. And I think it said we got to stir again So now that it's at this point, we're going to cover it, and I know I'm repeating it, and then we're going to set it to the side for 15 minutes. So as you see, it's completely stirred. There might be one or two pieces in it. Say about 10-15 minutes of us stirring it. And now the directions say we're supposed to put it to the side for 15 minutes. This is normal, the thinness. It's supposed to thicken up after 15 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and cover it with some cling wrap. And we'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Alright, so now we're going to check it. It's been 15 minutes. We're uncovering. As you see, it's a lot thicker. And it says you just basically stir for consistency. Oh, it looks like, haha, missed a little bit, but it's all good. Doesn't change anything. So it is a lot thicker than what it was. So now we start, and the goal is to have a bowl of congealed soap after 12 to 24 hours. So we start, and now we're going to cover it again, because as you see, it's a lot thicker than what it was when we started. I hope you can see that anyway. And it smells so good though. Oh my gosh. So now we're going to cover it, and we're going to allow it to cool for 12 to 24 hours. And we'll tell you the exact time when we come back to it, because the goal is to have a congealed soap. And then if we run into any problems, we'll be sure to let you know. So we'll see you in 12 to 24 hours. Well, welcome, fam. It is now the next day. It has been exactly roughly 24 hours since we let the soap rest overnight. We're now going to go ahead and check and see what the consistency is. And then if it's too thin for your liking, then there's a way to make it thick. And if it's too thick for your liking, there's a way to make it thinner. But we're going to stick with what we got. We had it like this before, so hopefully it's where we needed to be. All right, let's get started. All right, so the one thing I forgot to tell you guys are the items you're going to need to put the stuff in. You can't just throw it in a bowl. You can't just throw it on the floor. You can't just throw it in the sink. It'll drain. So let me tell you what you're going to need. So you're going to need a bottle, a place to store the soap, for when you're not having it in a container here like this, a little push pump or whatever. And if you want it to foam, you get one that has a little foam thing. But that way you can have it, sit it on your sink or your bathroom or whatever to pump the soap out. You'll need a funnel so you can put it in there with little to no mess. You'll need the immerser. That's that right there. If you don't have one, I can't tell you what else to use. You might be able to use I think it says in the instructions you can use a, hold on, I'll pull it up. Hold on. You can use a blender. So yeah, a blender or an immerser. We're actually going to use this immersion blender. You'll need the spoon because you got to stir, excuse me, and your bowl that has the soap, the place where you have the soap. Now, this is the consistency we're going to use, and we'll show you it as we go. But if it's too liquidy for your taste, you can add more soap chicks, do different things. And if it's too thick for your taste, you can add more water, according to what it says here. And so what we're at now, we rested the soap for 12 to 24 hours. It's been 24 hours. After it's rested, we got to start to check for consistency, and the goal is to have a bowl of congealed soap. I don't know if we got that, but it's working. And if it's in, this is where it says if it seems too thin, reheat it, add a little bit more soap flakes, and if it's too thick, reheat it, add a bit more water. And it varies from one brand of soap, bar of soap, to the next, so you'll likely need to tweak it. I'm going to tell you you're going to need to tweak it. Not likely. You're going to need to tweak the recipe according to your preference of what you like and what you don't like. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to finalize the soap. And that's where the immersion comes in. Well, the immersion blender comes in, and then once we're satisfied with it, you can add essential oil or coloring if you want, but for us, we already used the flavored soap, so to speak, the one that smells good, So we use that, so you may not want to add fragrance, it says here. And if you do sparingly, so it won't affect sensitive skin, unless if it's used by children. And if you do, consider it a safe, non-toxic oil with antibacterial properties such as lavender, lemon, eucalyptus, or peppermint for extra treat. And it stores well. So yeah. that's pretty much what it is. If you want to read the rest, that was pretty much all of it, but there's still some more. If you want to read the rest, we'll have a link in the description box. So, on with the finalization of the soap. So, like I said, it's been 24 hours later. So, as you see, Andrea's going to stir it. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. She's stirring. She's checking the consistency. There's a little piece there, but I wasn't really worried about that. But as you see, it's semi-thick. It's the consistency that we're going to use, because again, it is soap. And here, I'm going to put my hand in it just to show you. As you see, it does its job. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And whew, that feels good, just to let you know. Alright, so now I'm going to clean my hand off. So now we're going to move on to the next step. So now we're going to go ahead and use the emulsifier just to get it to the consistency that we want it. So now we've used the emulsifier, and I'm going to check it again. As you see, it's all bubbly. I'm going to check it again. Oh, look, y'all. I'm going to tell you, oh, that feels good to the skin. You know, now, like I said, this is the consistency that we're going to go with. We add a little bubbles, you know. And now we did the emulsification. And, you know, you see, we didn't do it too long. We just had to get it, you know, blended up again, as it said. Just trying to follow the directions, because this is the final part of the soap. So now we're going to pour the soap into our dispenser. So if you don't feel comfortable pouring from your bowl, we're going to do, you could do what Drea's doing, which is pouring it into a pitcher, because it has a little, you know, our pitcher has a little spout on it. So she's going to pour it in there, and then she's going to transfer it to the bottle that you need through the funnel. So that's the first part. And now we got our bottle and our funnel. And now she's going to pour it in. Look at that beautifulness. As you see, if you pour too fast, your funnel will fill. So we're going to get this first little bit in. Look at that beautiful bean footage as it fills up. And this is about what it should look like when you do it. So folks, you see what we have left. We have the bottle and we have the measuring cup with the remainder. Do you think, comment down below, do you think that this is going to fit in this whole little bottle? Or are we going to have to put it in some in the other dispenser because it's a lot? Let us know what you think down in the comments. So as you see, we have 3 bottles. We have the main bottle for the refill. We have the 2 dispenser bottles. One's going in the kitchen, one's going in the bathroom. For us, you do whatever you want with it, you know, and you see the remnants of the tools that we used in the background as well. So now Chef Drea is going to go ahead and demonstrate and explain the texture, the smell, things like that, so you know what to expect, hopefully, when you do it. So we're going to pour some back into this mixture. As you see, we had a previous mixture that we did. It's a lot thicker, but we're going to go ahead and pour the rest of the mixture into that. So now we're going to have our hand model, Chef Drea, put some on her hands, on her fingers. And so what does what does it describe it?
It feels like really soap. It's just thin soap. You know what I mean? That's it. It feels really, really good. It smells good too. It smells like the soap we use. But like I said, if you like the consistency, you can make it even more thick or just add more soap to your thing. It'll be more thick, but it works the same way basically.
Well, there you have it. Your own homemade soap. I'm telling you, I think if you do it, it'll save you some money until it's time to do some new one. But we think you'll enjoy it. Is why we wanted to share. It was something that we came across, and we were like, oh, we need to do this on the table. something a little different than just food recipes.
Right.
And what we'll do is we will again link the description of where we got it from, link the site where we got it from for you to go and check it out and read the recipe and whatnot. And I want to tell you, if you don't like it that thin, if you don't like it thin in the middle, or if it's too thick, you're definitely going to need to tweak it to your preference. But again, wanted to say thank you for joining us, spending time with us, and joining us at Family Table. As always, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that notification bell whenever that way you'll be notified when we're on. And as always, Acts 2:38 is where you start. Thank you again for joining us at Family Table. Bye. Oh, wait, my bad. Peace.
Silly.